والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. With regards to the last verse of Surah Al-Kahf, it has a very great relationship with the first verse of Surah Al-Kahf. And the first and the last verse is what we call the core of how a person protects himself from the fitan of Dajjal. It has to do with being the slave of Almighty Allah. Slavery normally is the word abd. Many a time when we hear the word ibadah, we think of salah. So salah is an ibadah, zakat is an ibadah. But abada ya'budu ibadah means to be a slave. So because we understand the word ibadah as worship, not slavery. So whenever you hear the word, don't make partners in the ibadah of Allah. We will translate it as don't make partners in the worship of Allah. So we say that no, I perform salah only for Allah. I give zakat only for Allah. In worship I don't make partners. The translation of it rather should have been that do not make partners in slavery. Do not make partners in being the slave of Allah. Because in slavery, many of us make partners. That whose slave are we? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would speak about slavery. He would say, "Ta'isa abdud dinar wa abdud dirham." They are those people who become the slave of a gold or silver coin. They are those people who become the slave of a lovely shawl, a lovely dress. What we will say of things which are marked, brands, names. People become slaves of many things. ضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا عَبْدًا مَمْلُوكًا. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala says you get a person who's a slave and you got a few bosses. And then you got one person who's a slave of one. He said, can the two ever be the same? So now when you take the translation of ibadah as slavery, now you will understand the beginning and the end of Surah Kahf. The beginning of Surah Kahf was Alhamdulillahi alladhi anzala ala abdihi al-kitab. All praise is to Almighty Allah who sent this book to His slave. The first slave was Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He was blessed in the quality of being the slave of Allah. Because of that day, he never ever bowed in front of anyone else. He never ever obeyed anyone else. He was not the slave of the Quraysh. He was not the slave of wealth. He was not the slave of name and fame. He would say, I am nothing but the slave of my Rabb. And then in slavery he worked, and that was the honor. Our honor is being the slave of Allah. Kullu nafsin, kullu nasi yaghdu. Every day people go out. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned. Faba'i'un nafsa. And then the person makes a decision to sell himself. Every person. Either you sell yourself to Allah, فَمُعْتِقُهَا. He sells himself to Allah and he sets himself free. أَوْ مُوبِقُهَا. Or he sells himself to someone besides Allah. He sells himself to the devil. He sells himself to a system. He sells himself to the world, to his lust, to his pleasure. فَمُوبِقُهَا. And he destroys himself. The world is a slave. No one is free. It got to do who we want to be the slave of. The discussion took place between two people where the one said Islam is too hard because it has restricted your freedom. It has restricted your freedom. The other person gave a wonderful answer to him. He said, my friend, in this world no one is free. In this world no one is free. It's just got to do whose slave you are. Got to do with whose slave you are. He said, you think you're free, but your mind is in control of somebody else. Your thoughts are in somebody else's control. How he wants you to dress, you dressing like that. You got no freedom. And always in the world where they say freedom of expression, freedom of thought, freedom of dress. But you will see the lie in it. If a woman wants to cover her body on a beach, then they'll say, no, you're not allowed to do this. Say, am I not free with my body? Say, no. You must dress how we want you to dress. That's freedom. You must say what we want you to say. That's freedom. So that word freedom of expression, freedom of dress, freedom of thought, there's no freedom in the world. Everyone is under a system. It's just got to do whose slave you are. Whose slave you are. There's no freedom. So the beginning of the surah was, Allah sent this kitab, this book to His slave. Now comes the end of the surah. The end of the surah first spoke about what we mentioned last night. That they are those people كَفَرُوا بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِمْ وَلِقَائِهِ, that do not believe in the signs of their Rabb, nor do they ever believe they will have to meet their Allah one day. So they're going to get no scale at all. As for those people who make sabr in this world, and they did good actions, كَانَتْ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتُ الْفِرْدَوْسِ نُزُلًا, they could have been martyred in this world, mocked in this world, lived a very hard time in this world. Allah has given us the best. We live easy in this world. We got a lot of ease. But we still practice on our deen. Allah let it be till the ending. But you can't be a slave of anyone but Allah. He said they will get Jannatul Firdaus as their resting place. Khalidina fiha, they will now remain in it forever and ever. La yabghuna anha hiwala, the thought of ever moving away from it will never come to them. They will never desire anything besides it. In this world, whatever pleasure we have, you get the best dastarkhan. You're so hungry, Maghrib time. You say, I will eat the world. But when the world comes in front of you, few bhajas, samosas, and you finished. The rest of the world you just look at and you say, hey, I wish I had a stomach that can just eat. But no one got. In this world you go for a holiday, no matter how well the thing is done. After a few days you say, when are we going home? When are we going home? This world is such that man always searches for something else. You become tired. So the question will be, how come in Jannah? How is Jannah different from everything else? That once you get it, won't you get tired of enjoyment? So Allah Ta'ala gives an example. Qul, say to the people. This is the end of Surah Kahf. This is a unique targheeb to say, make sabr in this world. Because it's not worth losing Jannah for this world. Even in this world, if you got Jannah, even then, this world's nature is you can't eat the whole world and you can't enjoy the whole world. Even if this was Jannah, but this is not Jannah. But even if it was, as for that world, لَوْ كَانَ الْبَحْرُ مِدَادٍ, say to the people, if the ocean had to be ink to write out the commands of Almighty Allah, لَنَفِدَ الْبَحْرُ قَبْلَ أَن تَنْفَدَ كَلِمَاتُ رَبِّي, then even the oceans of ink will come to an end, but the commands of Allah will not come to an end. What this means is, scholars have explained it very beautifully. They said that, see, this entire world, with all the continents, from the beginning of Adam alayhi salam, and before that, the world of the jinn, and how many thousands of years that would go, and then from Adam alayhi salam, about 7,000 years till the ending, with all the continents, with all the beauty, with all the people, all of it was created with one command of Allah. That one command has been expressed in the word kun, kaf nun. Kun means be. Now if you have to take a pen and write kaf nun, in the past they used to take that dipping stick, put it in ink, and then you write kaf nun. Those people would understand this very well. How much ink will be used for kaf nun? Hardly anything. Now if a person is told with that same ink, I want you to write 20 kaf noons. Maybe by the time he's written the 15th kaf noon, he'll have to dip again. So say, right, carry on writing kaf noon, kun, be. Then after that you'll tell the man, how long will it take for this ink bottle to get finished? By writing kaf noon, this man will say, it'll take me long. It might take me at least about 3,000 kaf noons. You say, very good, write it. Say, then fill up the ink bottle and carry on writing kaf noons. Another 3,000, okay, no problem. He says, come, I'll tell you, I'll give you an ocean of ink. I want you to fill up the ink bottle with that ocean and carry on writing kaf noons. How long you'll think? How many kaf noons? The man will say, now it will be like billions. So okay, like after one ocean gets finished, there's 7 oceans. I'll give you 7 oceans of kaf noons. How many kaf noons you'll get? Now he will say that that number doesn't exist in the dictionary, like in the world. It doesn't exist. Allah Ta'ala said, see, Even if I had to tell you, وَلَوْ جِئْنَا بِمِثْلِهِ مَدَدًا, even I have to give you 2, 3, 4, 7 oceans of ink, and tell you write out Kaf Noon. And every time Kaf Noon is written out, a new Jannah gets prepared for you. Something totally different from the first one. And you start enjoying it. And then just when you're getting tired of it, a new one is created for you. Something totally different. And then something totally different. He says, how many Jannahs do you think with the ocean of the world I can create for you? Allah Ta'ala says, even if that oceans of ink have to come finish, remember my command still will not finish. I'll carry on making for you Jannahs upon Jannahs upon Jannahs upon Jannahs upon Jannahs. So the thought of you ever getting tired of the pleasures of Jannah, that's not going to happen. Because the beginning of Jannah is what we can imagine. After that is what we cannot even imagine. The mind has never thought about it. And it just gets bigger and better, bigger and better, bigger and better. After now describing Jannah in that manner, to say it's not worth it to sell your soul to the devil. Because the most he can give you in this world is one Jannah. And he hasn't given really anyone a Jannah. But the most he can give you is one. He said, by me you will get again and again and again. So say to the people, فَمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءَ رَبِّهِ. So now if you are desirous of the meeting of your Rabb, to be able to get that paradise, and paradise after paradise after paradise, فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا. Then say to the people, you will have to do something for it. We need you to be the one doing a good action. The beginning of Surah Al-Kahf was, Alhamdulillahi alladhi anzala ala abdihi al-kitab, ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر بأسا شديدا من لدن. That this Quran has come to give a warning that there is going to be war, a lot of war. But in this war, وَيُبَشِّرَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, Surah Kahf has come to give glad tidings to the believers. Or Quran has come to give glad tidings to the believers. Which believers? الَّذِينَ يَعْمَلُونَ الصَّالِحَاتِ. Those believers who are ready to do good. They might be oppressed, they might be killed. But the surah has come to give them glad tidings. أَنَّ لَهُمْ أَجْرًا حَسَنًا. That Allah has written for them a wonderful reward. And they will remain in it forever and ever. The end of the surah brings it back. That if you want to be the man meeting Allah, then you will have to do that good action. فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا. The basis of that good action is وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادَةِ رَبِّهِ أَحَدًا. In the slavery of your Rabb, you cannot make anyone else your master. In the slavery of your Rabb, you cannot make anyone else your master. Some people have made the devil directly their master. Some people have made indirectly the devil. Allah Ta'ala says, أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَى. Have you seen the man who made his desires, his lust, his God? Whatever his lust says, he says, I'll do it, I'll do it. A person walked past, he saw one man sitting and saying to himself, that you are not my Rabb and I'm not your slave. You are not my Rabb and I'm not your slave. They asked this man, what are you saying? These are the words of kufr. He says, it's kufr if I'm saying it to my Allah, I'm saying it to myself. I'm saying it to my nafs, my inside. You are not my Rabb. You are not my Allah. And I'm not your slave. But why is it whatever you want me to do, I must do? Why is it whatever you want me to do? You crave, I must do. The month of Ramadan came to teach me and you this. In Ramadan we still crave for food. But we say to ourselves, I'm not your slave. My Allah said, no, it's no. We crave for a drink. We say to ourselves, you can be thirsty. My Allah said, no, it's no. Ramadan comes to teach me and you after Ramadan also. We can only be the slave of an Allah. We must not be the slave. In the slavery of your Rabb, do not make anyone else a partner. Allah Ta'ala grant us tawfiq. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillah.